Okay, class, let's take a look. Now we are in the this chapter. Okay, we call it as Li Xing Lu. Let's see. This is the chapter number. Yes, it's a chapter of a compendium of the compendium of process freed lah. So what does it mean? A compendium of the process freed. That is the opposite of the connective process. Okay, class. Basically, once we talk about the connective process, meaning to say that our mind is the active way. For example, we see, we hear. That including you have a wandering mind, or you are in the jhana, or you are in the vipassana, all is considered connective process, active way. Now, once we talk about connective free, meaning to say that the definition is the moment you die, the moment you're reborn, and also the moment you are in a different realm, and also the karma. So now we begin with a new part, new section, which is what? The four type of the rebirth linking. So meaning to say that we try to know that take on a different type of the rebirth linking, then we see how is it. Okay, Patisanticha Tukka. Yes, Sally, can you please read the passage? Rebirth linking is fourfold. Yes.
Rebirth linking is fourfold, namely rebirth linking in the woeful plane, rebirth linking in the sensuous blissful plane, rebirth linking in the fine material sphere, and rebirth linking in the immaterial sphere, rebirth linking in the woeful plane. Therein, the unwholesome resultant investigating consciousness, accompanied by equanimity, becomes the rebirth linking consciousness at the time of descent into the woeful state. Then it lapses into the life continuum and finally becomes death consciousness and is cut off. This is the one single woeful rebirth linking. Rebirth linking in the sensuous blissful plane. The wholesome resultant investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity occurs as the rebirth thinking, life continuum, and death consciousness of deformed human beings of the sensuous blissful plane, such as those born blind, etc., as well as of some earthbound deities and of some fallen asuras. The eighth great resultant acts as the rebirth linking, life continuum, and death consciousness everywhere in the sensuous blissful plane. These 9 comprise birth linking in the sensuous blissful plane. The foregoing 10 modes are reckoned as sensual rebirth linking. For a detailed explanation of the types of consciousness that perform the functions of rebirth linking, life continuum, and death, see 3.9, such as those born blind, etc. The etc. IAD here is intended to include those born deaf, mute, mentally retarded, mentally deranged, and those born as eunuchs, hermaphrodites, and sexually indeterminate.
Sally, can you please close your mic, to your mouth a little bit? Because a lot of the sound, 好多雜音they are close it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, better.
Such as those born blind, etc. Such as those born blind, etc. The etc. added is here is intended to include those born deaf, mute, mentally retarded, mentally deranged, and those born as eunuchs, hermaphrodites, and sexually indeterminate. The commentators explain that the expression born blind refers to one whose rebirth consciousness is produced by a karma that, owing to the deficiency of merit, is incapable of generating eyes with the capacity for vision. The expression does not apply to those who emerge from the womb blind because of some accident or illness incurred during the stay in the womb. For blindness under such circumstances may occur only to those with a double or triple-rooted rebirth consciousness. The same principle applies to those born deaf, etc. In all such cases, the rebirth consciousness is invariably ruthless. Only when the defect is already inherent in the karma that generates rebirth.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's try to take a look first. We are exactly in the same page with the Chinese Abhidhamma class. Okay, raise hand, please, once you finish. Okay, class, basically, once we start to continue this, I have to make sure that you know where to refer. Please go to the chapter number 1. I want to show you one of the diagram first. Okay, let me show you first this one. Okay, Abhidhamata Sanghaha. Okay, in chapter number 1, we got 18 ahetuka citta. So that one is something we need it. So it's a list of the table. Okay, so the table is the rootless citta is 1.3. page 43. Okay, so we go to the, please go to the page 43. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, class, now we are referring in this, we are referring this is a unwholesome resultant, okay, then is the equanimity investigating. Okay, class, remember, if you remember that the first moment that you learn the Buddhism, we always so simple say that after creating greedy, hatred, and anger, then you're reborn in the woeful state, right? But Abhidhamma, no. Once the greedy, anger, and stupidity, once it become vibhaga, it have to become unwholesome resultant, equanimity, investigating first. This one, and this one is the vibhaga for the woeful state. Okay, so let's go back to the passage. Let's see. Now you see here, it mentioned clearly here. Now you see, in the woeful plane, that is an unwholesome resultant investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity. But anyway, class, you can only communicate this for those who are literated by Abhidhamma. Hey, don't talk to the Sayadaw or the meditation master. They are not. They don't know Abhidhamma, so they will just confuse them only. So this one, if you talk to the Abhidhamma literated, they'll be very happy because very exactly. Then the second one, this one is more interesting for us, is about this. Class, let's take a look. For this, okay, it's a wholesome resultant. Then that is equanimity investigating. So this consciousness, we use it to handle the rootless human being. What does that mean? Class, basically human is the most comprehensive realm. We got Musang King Durian, we got D24, and also we got Kampong Durian. Class, basically, Kampong Durian is the rootless human being. What does it mean, rootless? So basically, mental retarded. They are genetically inherited, deaf, dumb, and then they are the hermaphrodite. Okay, meaning to say they possess both sexes or they don't have any sex. This one is considered the worst quality in the human realm. Basically, especially like a mental retarded the person, even their daily life also cannot carry out, they cannot carry out their normal daily life. Of course, they cannot have an offspring. If that's the case, they cannot meditate. Sure cannot. So this is considered, even though they are human, if you go to visit the mental retarded home, actually they are some sort like an animal, especially the most serious one. Okay, so understandable. But if regards they cannot hear and also cannot see, why they are considered the bad quality human is because of the brain. Here it mentioned that this type of the human they can't meditate. Even though jhana and also vipassana, they cannot even start. But I think this part is not because they are unable to communicate. You see, nowadays we can use hand sign to tell a dumb or a deaf to meditate, observe your breath. Western Pure Land, you think possible? Class, can I use the hand sign to tell that there is somewhere like Western Pure Land? Please observe your breath. There's a touching point. You think possible? Sally, you think can? How about Mr. Leong? You think can or not? We use a hand gesture to show them to meditate. Possible?
Yeah, sign language lah, but then the experience cannot be elaborated.
Just like ChatGPT, you mean? Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What we try to convey the message, finally, what they accept just like a message from a ChatGPT, quite broken, something like that, right? Okay. So there's one reason why you see, class, take a look. This is, nowadays, we might able to meet the dumb and also the deaf people. They come to us, you see. to do the meditation possible. Let's take a look, you see. Now you see or not, the born deaf and mute. Okay, so this type of people there's another reason that is not because of communication, it's because the brain part. Okay, I think all of you have already experienced the nimitta. Basically, once the nimitta appeared, finally it goes to cover up and use up the temporal lobe and the occipital lobe. So this part of the brain, they are obliged to see and also to hear. Once we reach to the first jhana, you're not able to hear because all the temporal lobe have been used up by your nimitta already. But for them, if inborn they cannot hear, I think there must be spoiled already temporal lobe here. I think it's because of the brain, but not the communication problem. Okay, but since we don't have statistics in Buddhism, so finally you have to experiment by yourself. We have to experiment. I mean, you met somebody, sometimes this is not a very good news. Okay, but anyway, you have to disclose to them just once they are prepared. Because according to Abhidhamma, they cannot even do the jhana, even cannot start. The brain part damaged already, you see, according Dharma here. Then next is about all the sexual anomaly. Class, take a look, you see. You see, they say it's a sexual indeterminate, hermaphrodite, or eunuch. It's same for both men and the woman. Okay, man and the woman. Why? Okay, I talked to Jing Biao before. He said, from the perspective of the endocrine system, basically, their urge will be very strong until they cannot hold the Vinaya. This type of people. And then, firstly, and secondly, this type of the hormone system also will influence the brain. So finally, they cannot meditate. Not just because of the Vinaya, they cannot uphold only. Also, in order to meditate, your brain must be able to settle down and not overkeep on with the defilement regarding the sex one. But they can happen in this way. Again, we don't have any statistic. Maybe some you can encounter some good case, they can meditate. For this type, we call it sexual anomaly. But not all can. Class, basically in Buddhism, we have a special word to include all these sexual anomaly. Nowadays, we call it as LGBT. We call it as a pandaka. Class, this is the word. You can copy down significance of the pandaka. The pandaka, different interpretation. Historically context, pandaka is considered a person of indeterminate or non-normative gender, often associated with the homosexuality or sexual deviance, facing social stigma and exclusion from the monk ordination. So that is the definition of a pandaka. So you can write it down. This is our Buddhism concept of the pandaka. You see, as a significance is a Theravada. In all we now we're using these terms pandaka. Okay, you see or not? Insatiate person, incomplete or ineffective genital. So it will also influence the hormone for the individual. Then you see, often associated with the sexual misconduct. They cannot control the urge. So that's why they are considered the bad quality of a human. Okay, well, this is the problem is sometimes people they confuse between the discrimination or non-discrimination. Okay, Mr. Leong, do you see this case? We categorize this pandaka as a low quality of the human. It is considered discrimination nowadays terminology. You think so, Mr. Leong?
I don't think so, because it's only labeled by society that it is a lower quality by society.
Yeah, how about Elena? It is considered discrimination if one day you tell people that, oh, you are pandaka, so you are considered a rootless in our Buddhism. You think it's a discrimination? Elena, you think? Yeah, you have to encounter the society, yes.
It could be a discrimination in today's law.
It could be lah. How about Sally? Can it be discrimination?
Yeah, it could be also.
Discrimination, okay. Okay, let me challenge both of you. So I'm in the same page with Mr. Leong. Okay, if let's say this is so-called discrimination. Shall I know during Olympic game? Shall I just, abolish the sexual, the competitor, I separate them between of the sexes. I abolish this. Let men and women all compete together. Shall I? Or shall I abolish Paralympic? Let the disabled people compete with the normal people so that I'm not discriminating them. Am I right? See, not logic, right? Or shall I put the Musang King together with the Durian Kampong? Oh, they must be same price so that I am not discriminating them. You think it's a logic? Not logic, right? If I could take this example, you can understand. So meaning to say that sometimes discrimination, you have to know the definition in the first place. If let's say I pay the CEO, man CEO with 10,000, but the lady CEO capability is the same. But just because of the sexes, that is the discrimination. I pay you low because you are the woman. But now it's because the difference is come from the different. The rules comes is because of the differences. Men and women, if you put together compete, women never can get the. In badminton or whatever race, they cannot get the gold medal because physically inborn, man is stronger than the woman. Am I right? How can you put the normal people with the Paralympic together? You can. They cannot ever win Earth one. So we have to separate them. So this separate is not the discrimination. It's because the differences we have to separate based on the differences for the equality. For the even for the equality. For the fair and the equal. If you mix them together, even worse. So same for this Pandaka, they are just like a durian kampong. During kampong, you got the seed very big, not creamy. How can you asking the price like a Musang King? You can't. Am I right? Agree or not? Okay. So this is so you have to be careful. You have to explain in this way because we always people will be confused. The discrimination is due to of the differences or because of the rules laid down due to the differences. People always confuse that. Okay. So yes, Mr. Leong, agree with my argument? Agree, Mr. Leong?
Yes, agree. Thank you.
Yeah, we're on the same page, Mr. Leong. No more ChatGPT poem.
Man,
I write a ChatGPT poem for you.
yeah, correct.
To show our agreement in the discrimination. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. Okay. Yes, this is about the Pandaka. So class, you just write it down. Okay, this is very common. Nowadays, we talk about as a LGBT. It's a Pandaka issue. Okay, class, next, let's try to continue. But he said this one are blind and also the deaf must be the inborn one, not due to the accidents. Okay, why? Class, you have to remember that. Some of our physical is determined by our karma, meaning to say that it brought from past life karma. Okay, number one is about the sexes, your sex. Second is the eye, ability to see, ability to hear. All this it have been determined in the past life. So meaning to say that if in past life somebody got psychic, you see somebody there die. And he got psychic to know people where to reincarnate. He can say that, oh, these people will be blind or not. Because from the psychic, you go to analyze, you can notice that this type of absence of the eye and the ear nerve, very clear one. So this one we call it as a karma effect. Not all the physical are brought by the karma, but the eye and the ear nerve, and also the sexes could be. So remember, got one case I discovered. I believe that there's one case saw a lady, a small lady young woman. When you notice, he said, "Oh, this woman, he doesn't have a menstruation one. So what can do? Maybe just chant a mantra, medicine Buddha. Because this guy, I believe his psychic is quite accurate. Because for those women cannot don't have any menstrual, just like pandaka. They have an abnormality in the sexes, in the sexual organ and the endocrine system, basically quite hard for them to meditate one. Quite hard a little bit, quite hard. So nowadays, maybe some intervention from medical can relieve the situation. In the ancient time without, so the best way, they just exclude them from the Sangha community, so they cannot join the Sangha community, either Bhikkhuni or the Bhikkhu. But they can become a layman to continue the cultivation. They still can create the good karma, but usually they are quite suffer by this type of the inborn karma. Okay, so now because they got injection for hormone injection, a lot of things can do already. Even though they can do the operations, actually we got one guy, he really want to become a woman, a quite very smart AI guy, but the whole family start crying after he disclosed it, especially the mother. So I say, you have to give your mother some time. He said, he keep on saying that I think I'm the woman, a woman's soul inside a guy body. He keep on saying that. So I say, so what's the plan? So I think the whole family have to face all this type of challenge. The pressure I think is quite big. I think in Malaysia it's still not a very common, right? Elena, it is still not common, right? So as a parent, you maybe feel shameful, right? Something like that, embarrassed. He want to have an operation or like that. Well, anyway, the only thing we explain is this is really karma. Next life, so carry to this life. And you cannot change one. Because his problem, I think, is the woman brain inside to the human, in the male body. Woman brain is different with the man brain. You all know very well, right? It's a different one. Basically, let's take a look. For example, usually, the stimulation is a little bit different, especially from the brain amygdala. The brain amygdala. Okay, amygdala. Okay, if let's say a woman, a man see a woman and they got some excitement. Usually, in the amygdala, they will have some, surrounding the amygdala area, we have some signal from MRI scanning. But if let's say opposite, it's opposite. A woman see a man, they will get excited, usually is within the amygdala. So this is how they keep on scanning a lot of brain, they notice that the homosexuality is because a human brain inside a man body. That's why they said that. But this one a little bit different with transsexual. Transsexual, they want to become a human. But homosexuality, homosex, they don't want to become a woman. But just the brain is more like a woman brain, especially the sexual orientation one. So all this, we consider it inside to this rootless, human. It's considered the low quality one. Okay, anyway, this is more on the physical. About the homosex, it's not very clear in the sutra. The sutra is you see, the sutra is more on this. Let me check for you first. Abhidhamma is mentioning this. See, unique hermaphrodite sexually indeterminate more on the physical body. It doesn't include, the mental one. And then the pandaka, we try to check whether got woman pandaka or not. Because just now the pandaka is mentioning is the man. You see or not? Here the pandaka show that more like a man. So I think pandaka maybe include woman also. Pandaka include woman. If it's include woman, meaning to say that they also have the problem with the sexual organ mainly Pandaka. Is the Pandaka gender in Buddhism? Of course, I think no. Non-normative gender identity often linked to the homosexuality. Okay, there is yes. Except the LGBT, they are more on LGBT. So not very clearly, got female pandaka, you see or not? Female pandaka cannot be a sexual partner for a man. Because the female pandaka, they are the one, maybe they are more attractive to the woman themselves. So they cannot be a sexual partner for a man. So if you are free, later after the class, if you are not, if you are interested, you can go further. You see, not abandaka is not an indication of gender or sexual orientation, but more a term denoting person who exhibits strong lustful behavior. This is from the Sutta Central. See or not? Exhibit strong lustful behavior. It makes them very hard to meditate. Okay. Okay. So this is the terminology. Then we go to the next one. Okay, next is about here. You say okay. Then we finish already. It's about this is the defects already inherit in the karma that generate rebirth. Okay, it's the defect there already. So now we go to the earthbound deity. Yes, Elena, please. Some earthbound deity.
Some earthbound deities. Buddhist cosmology recognizes a class of deities who do not dwell in the heavenly realms, but in proximity to the earth, in remote regions such as forests, mountains, and shrines. These beings are called earth god, Bhumadeva. While the more powerful deities in this class may possess double or triple-rooted types of rebirth consciousness, they are often accompanied by retinues, which may include deities of defective merit who manage to maintain their lives with difficulty. It is this, according to Lady Sayadaw, that they are intended here as the earthbound deities reborn with ruthless rebirth consciousness, and some fallen asuras. These beings are said to dwell in villages or in the vicinity of villages, living off the remains of food discarded by the resident. They also hunt, pound, or oppress human beings when they fail to obtain food. The foregoing 10 modes, the 10 modes of sense sphere rebirth linking are obtained by way of the 10 types of consciousness that perform the function of rebirth linking in the sense sphere.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the next group of the rootless being, even though they are not the human, but they are the deity. Class, basically this group of deity, we can notice where, 我哋係咪我哋有啲 student 佢哋會試雲低會見到鬼嘛 usually that type is more for the rootless deity, rootless gods, they are the rootless one. Usually they stay around the jungle, in the village. They're quite close to us. 你試雲低是見到嘅 so 有啲係咪trance during the trance they will possess the body. They are this one. This one not a very powerful one. If the powerful one usually the second double root or the triple root usually maybe it's a god from the deity. I mean they are the deity god. So that one they are very powerful. So this one 跳動嗰啲係咪usually 係咪係呢種咯 usually the merit is very bad. So they need people to feed them. Especially we pray, we pray for them and we feed them. But I remember I got one cases. I remember. I think Sally know him also very well. So during the praying, people go to pray. But he purposely to step on the food. During the burning all the paper and the food, he go to step on it. So every year he must got accident and bad luck during the 7th month, the moon of the 7th. So Sally, I think you know who I mentioned. So that's why this sort of being, even though they are rootless, but anyway, there will be a retaliation if let's say you don't treat them very well. Like that, including the Asuras, who also have not a very good merit. They also eat the residue food from the people. They have to do the begging. They were always considered rootless God or rootless ghosts. So they are the one, not the human being, also the existing surrounding us. Usually, we 睇到嘅係陰陽眼啦，陰陽眼係睇呢啲咁嘅嘢嘅。But if let's say the God from the heaven that one 唔係陰陽眼that one maybe a little bit like a divine eye then we 睇到佢哋咁樣樣啦。Okay. Yes, so this is what So how about your Elena? How about your sensitivity? Gone already? Not that sensitive to this type of stuff, right? Better right now?
Better, but still got if I go for a week or things like that. And then sometimes when I walk along the street also, I can smell.
Okay. You are meaning to say you are sensitive, but if you are sensitive to them, I think you also are sensitive to the bodhisattva. Because once they come, they will be just been smell, right? You also yeah. But of course, this is a good ability. So Elena, appreciate ability and use this as a tool for yourself. So during the meditation, just enjoy. Hey, you haven't registered for 2026 charging station. Yeah, wait, you have a good how to say good root. You should cultivate more. Okay, more so later on I give you all the form 2026 we got 7 times hey, we got 24 people registered already because we don't have chance to face already. All the class is a Zoom class for me. So except this type of the meditation charging station, we can meet face to face. So you better come. Or come to do me the dana during the birthday, the suffering of the Mother Day. From ChatGPT. Okay, then we can talk face to face. Hey, 你哋唔使開㗎咯。We should appreciate the moment for gathering. 啱冇Mr. 兩位差幾歲開係咪？Mr. 兩啱聽到冇？好啱Okay, Okay, let's take a look. You see, so this is about this type of human being there Now we proceed to the essential plane lifespan. This is a better quality one. Yes, okay, Mr. Leong, can you please read this? There is no definite limit, please.
There is no definite limit to the duration of life of beings in the 4 woeful planes or amongst humans and fallen asuras.
Mr. Leong, sorry. Mr. Leong, sorry, please. Okay, we just stop this. Okay, immediately, please. We come to the diagram. For this paragraph, we can settle it through the diagram easily. Can you please read the diagram and analyze the lifespan for this? Let me check it out first. Okay, wait I want the complete diagram. Oh no, this is a different with the Chinese version a little bit, a different version. Never mind. Can you please go through this diagram and please try to find out, is there any rules behind it? Can you please, okay? Raise hand once you finish and analyze it. Yeah, finish. Do you see the rules and regulation behind? Yes, Sally, do you see any rules behind this figure? Maybe Sally is more sensitive to the language, because long time in the law firm. Elena, how about the figure? Do you see any?
It's all 4 times, is it, Sifu?
What?
4 times the earlier one.
Yeah, keep on doubling. You see, Chatu Marajika, CY, okay, we take a look to the CD CY first. CY means the celestial year, okay? CY, then take a look to the CD, CD is a celestial day, you see. But anyway, we don't bother it's a year or the day, but we notice that it go in a double way. 500, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, see, keep on doubling. Meaning to say that Chatu Marajika is 4大天王, is 500, then later on Tawatim Sa will double become 1,000. This is the lifespan. Okay, then the Yama is a 2,000. So meaning to say that in 31 realms, from human starting, it go up. So each one double and double. Basically, class, I think this is true. That have you ever heard about the story? 有啲人睇到嗰啲神仙八仙捉棋捉完一盤棋咪，佢翻到嚟，撈咗個人變到怒開，聽過冇 ？The story 聽過冇？睇神仙捉棋八仙捉完棋係咪？佢一翻到嚟，嗰啲人撈咗怒曬開，得佢仲後生。Have you heard about that? The story 冇聽過I think this is true 咯。聽過冇 ？Mr. Leong、Mrs. Leong 神仙捉棋冇冇聽過So meaning to say that if you go to that realm, usually the time, a single moment, but in the human realm, is very long already. So this one, the myth is very common in Chinese culture. Chinese culture, more involved with the 八仙the 8 god in the Taoism. Why? Because you see the time frame, it goes in this way. So if you reborn to Chatu Marajika, go onwards, we are getting older and older. Getting older and older. So this is what we know that is good enough already. For the lifespan, usually it's keep on doubling, double and double. But it is a little bit indefinite for what? For the especially for the hungry ghosts and also the yoga, usually the niraka, and also the hungry ghost is quite indefinite. But for human, usually we are 80 years old. Nowadays, 80 to 90 years old, then we die already. Then from Chatu Marajika start onward, is keep on doubling. So let's take a look to this to see the benchmark. The indicator. So you see the indicator, celestial year, okay, it means what? Celestial years meaning to say that it's a CD, Jatu Marachika equal 50 human years. So meaning to say that after 50 years in the human, Jatu Marachika only one year only, or 1 day, 1 day only. The 1 day for us is already 50 years already. CY lah, class, celestial year lah. So celestial year is a celestial day. Then last one is the HY. Let's take a look. The HY is what? Human. So HY is a human year. Celestial year is a celestial day. Okay. So this is the calculation. Okay, then finish. Then we come back to here. Lifespan in the 5 material sphere also same. Keep on doubling. Keep on double. Okay, usually there will be some definition regards the kappa. Always people will ask, in order to become a Buddha, you need to 3 great eon, 3 great kappa. So what is the kappa mean? Okay, yes, Elena, can you please read the passage regarding the kappa?
An aeon, kappa. The Buddhist text speaks of 3 kinds of aeon: an interim aeon, an incalculable aeon, and a great aeon. An interim aeon, antara kappa, is the period of time required for the lifespan of human beings to rise from 10 years to the maximum of many thousands of years, and then fall back to 10 years. 20 such interim aeons equal 1 incalculable aeon, and 4 incalculable aeons constitute 1 great aeon. The length of a great aeon is said by the Buddha to be longer than the time it would take for a man to weigh a mountain of solid granite 1 yojana, about 7 miles, high and wide by stroking it once every 100 years with a silk cloth. According to the commentators, the aeon referred to in the figures on the lifespans in the first jhana plane is the asankheya kappa, while the aeon referred to from the gods of minor lustre up through the higher planes is mahakappa.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, finish. Okay, so now we try to understand the definition between interim eon, incalculable eon, and a great eon. Okay, Mr. Leong. Okay, if let's say now the Earth is 10 years old, every 100 years we add 1 year. Okay, so can you tell me? 10 years old now is the moon, the Earth, the age of the Earth. So after 100 years we add 1. How old is the Earth? Mr. Leong?
101.
How many?
101 years old.
No. You see, okay.
101 years.
No. Okay, now our moon is 10 years old, okay? Our earth is 10 years old, okay? After 100 years, I add one more year. So, meaning to say, after 100 years, I add one more year, it will be 11 years old. So, after 100 years, what is the age of the earth? 11 plus 1, how many?
12.
Yes, 12 years old. Okay, yes, okay. After every 100 years, we keep on add until 8,400 years old. Then begin from the 8,400 years old. Every 100 years, we minus 1. Okay, so once our Earth keep on adding, like what you do the math, until to 8,400, then it start to fall back. So 8,400 years minus 1, how many?
8399999.
Yes, correct. 83999. Okay. So another 100 years, 1 years will be deducted. How much is it? How many is it?
Ending at 98.
Yes, 83998. Okay. So you keep on reduce until to the 10. So one add up, one add down, it's considered one interim. 4 interim is a 1 incalculable. Then incalculable, 20 incalculable become a 1 big eon. We get it already. So this is how the math performer, once we talk about the eon, we talk about the eon, we have to tell to the people. If the people very sensible, they need the figure, okay, we tell them, you can calculate in this way. Many zero, okay, how many zero. But for those, they don't want a very they don't a very clear picture one. They just agak. You just tell them, okay, the rock as big as 30, okay, so a god using a silk cloth, 100 year white ones, 100 year white ones, it white until the whole rock gone. So that is a 1 great eon. So this is how we communicate to the people that this is our time. Very long time. Usually even just I think even longer than the dinosaurs. Am I right? Longer than the dinosaurs. This type of the concept of the time. We use this concept to express how long it take Bodhisattva become the Buddha, or we said 3 great eon. Then you understand already. Get it? Okay? Yeah. So this is the calculation. Class, let's take a look. Just now I try to explain this. You see, now interim eon, incalculable eon, and great eon. You see or not? Rise from the 10 years to the maximum many thousand years. Then fall back to the 10 years. It's considered what? 1 interim eon. Then 20 interim eon become 1 incalculable. 4 incalculable become 1 great eon. Okay, so usually they say is in the first jhana, they will use asankheya kappa, incalculate eon. But if you go to the god of the minor luster, okay, god of the minor luster, that minor luster I think is the third jhana, okay, they are starting with the mahakappa, god of the minor luster. They are in the third jhana, in the minor luster. Okay, then I think we're going to finish this. Okay, so we finish this for the rebirth linking in the immaterial sphere. Yes, Sally, can you please read this? Rebirth linking in the immaterial sphere.
Rebirth linking in the immaterial sphere. The first immaterial resultant occurs as the rebirth linking, life continuum and death consciousness in the first immaterial plane, and the other occur in the same functions in their respective planes. There are 4 modes of rebirth linking in immaterial sphere. The lifespans in immaterial sphere. Among them, the lifespan of gods who have attained to the realm of infinite space is 20,000 eons. Of those who have attained to the realm of infinite consciousness, 40,000 eons, and those who have attained to the realm of nothingness, 60,000 eons.
Okay. Yes. Summary.
The rebirth linking consciousness, life continuum consciousness, and death consciousness in one particular rebirth are similar and have identical objects. Herein there are 4 types of rebirth linking.
Okay. So we stop here. So let's try to digest a little bit here. See or not? Okay, nothing. Just exactly the same. Immaterial resultant is rebirth linking, life continuum, and the death. It's the same in the immaterial sphere. And the lifespan is keep on doubling, keep on double. See or not? Finally, it's 84,000 eon. It's a non-perception, non-perception. Neither perception nor non-perception. 84,000 eon. Okay? So we finish. So in the next chapter we deal with the 4 types of the karma. Yes. How about 2026? We already have 24 people register for the 2026 charging station. But I didn't see your name appear. Mr. Leong, why I didn't see your name? 2026.
Say for myself, mostly on Sunday nowadays, I'm occupied.
Oh, I see. Oh, you are occupied already. Please check. I think some is in the holiday consecutive, so that I can see you at least face by face in 2026. How about Elena? I didn't see your name inside the 24 participants registration.
Still long way to go.
Still long way far. But it's not very long for that 24 people. Sally, lau kui la, Elena or in the lau kui. Check the date lah, because we already had that. Just 7 times only. So you just choose at least one. So 2026, at least we can meet together. If we don't meet, then see who have a mother suffering day lah. So we have a gathering. Because without gathering, face to face, I feel not good enough. Because Mr. Mrs. Long cha kay sui then suddenly go to Western Pure Land, no more gathering already. Am I right? Very old already. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Older already, immunization system is getting worse and worse already. So we appreciate the time for gathering. Okay? Okay. So we transfer the merit. Check the date. Make the appointment for me. Okay. I wish to inculcate more favorable consciousness.
More favorable consciousness.
Through transferring merit. To my past life enemy and relative.
To my past life
enemies and relatives.
May they be liberated.
May they be liberated.
And free from suffering.
And free
from suffering.
Attain Nibbana. And helping others to do the same.
And helping
others to do the same.
Yeah, Elena, please.
Thank you, Master, for today's class. We pay 3 respect. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.